Hello everyone, this is Miss Swathi. So today is my day 12 training. So let's move to the first question. The first question is explain OWASP top 10 security risk with example. So what OWASP stands for Open Web Application Security Project. So it is an online community with the goal of helping websites to protect a web application from cyber attack. So the top 10 security risks are first is injection. So for example, when an attacker could enter SQL database code into a form of into a form so that expects plain text. So if that form in that SQL code being executed, this is known as SQL injection attack. So next is broken authentication. So broken authentication, for example, when an attacker take a list containing thousands of known username or password combination obtained during a data breach on a login system to see if there are any that work. So the next is sensitive data exposure. So here, for example, if a web application don't protect sensitive data such as financial information and password, attacker can gain access to the data and the seller utilize it for bad purposes. So the next is XML External Entities. This is an attack against a web application that checks XML input. And the next is broken access control. Here, for example, it allows attackers to bypass authorization and perform tasks as though they were privileged users such as administrations. And the next is security misconfiguration. This results of using default arrangements or displaying excessive errors. And the seventh one is cross-site scripting. So here this risk occur when web application allow users to add custom code into a URL path. And the eighth one is insecure deserialization. It exploits the results of data from untrusted sources. And the ninth one is using component with known vulnerabilities. So an attacker finds a security hole in one of the framework like React.js. So that framework component that could leave hundreds of thousands of sites risk to exploit. And the last one is insufficient logging and monitoring. So many web applications are not taking enough steps to detect data breaches. Is nothing but data breaking or breakage. So this gives attackers a lot of time to cause damage before there is any responses. So let's move on to the next question. What is an endpoint and what are different types of APIs request? Explain with help of an example. So endpoint is it is a point of contact. It is a point of contact at which API connects with the software program. So this is the endpoint. And the types of API requests are get, post, put, and delete, patch. So get, it is used to retrieve the information from a server using the given URI. And post is used to send the data into server So it will create a resource into the server. Put is it is used to send the data into the server, but it will not create a resource. Rather it will just modify the all which is already created. And delete is it is used to delete the resources using a given URI. And patch is used to do the partial modification in the already created resources. For example, if we want to retrieve a student information, then we can use get method. So if we want to join to school, then use post. And when a student promoted to higher class, then we can use put method. And when a student leaves a school, then delete is used. So when student again wants to join the same school, then we can use patch method. So let's move on to the third question. What are the samplers and listeners in load testing? Explain with the help of an example. Samplers in JMeter allows JMeter to send different types of requests to the server of the application. So the different types of requests are means HTTPS, FTP, JDBC, so etc. There are many requests. So here listeners allows us to view and analyze the request and response of the samplers in the form of tables, graphs, trees, logs, etc. So for example, mm, it is very difficult and impossible to generate each and every request to the applications. For that we use samplers to do that. So samplers have the inbuilt thing that how many requests we need to give to one application, and on what basis of time, and how many loop, everything. So here if we configure everything, samplers will send the request according to the timing, and that particular samplers the particular amount of the timing amount of um, the particular amount of the request and response from the samplers. So listeners will take the results and save it in the log file or trees, in the graphs, tables, and so on. So that we can see the result whenever we want. So that's all for today. Thank you.